Peace and bliss. This is Tanya. As you can see, we are about to get into the seed conversation. I want to share with you all what I'm growing in the garden this year. But before I do that, I need to sort my seeds. As you can see, I'm currently storing them in Ziploc gallon size bags. That is not the move. I have outgrown this system. I have recently invested in some photo cases. I purchased 2. And they hold, how many do they hold? 100. Each case holds 104 by 6 photos. Okay, but there are 16 cases included in each. So that's more than enough, I hope, to be able to store my seeds. I'm not going to go too elaborate in terms of how I break them down. I'm going to keep it really simplified. Like for my tomatoes, I'll probably just break them down and sort them by slicers, cherry tomatoes, and paste tomatoes. And then for my brassicas, I'll probably just put all my lettuce together, radishes, parsnips, etc., etc. So nothing too detailed. And then when we return, I'm not going to bring you along for that process because it's pretty straightforward. I'm just sorting and putting them in some sort of file system so that I can put them away. But I will leave out the ones that I will be growing in the garden this year. And as you can see under this, all of these are new seeds that came in. Oops. These are new seeds that came in, new seed orders that came in this week. And believe it or not, I do have, I think, 2 outstanding orders. And those are from Renee's, and I am done. So I'll share with you the new varieties that I like to try this year, and also my forever favorites and my tried and trues that I continue to grow year after year. I'll share those with you as well. So give me a few seconds and I'll be back. Stay tuned. Okay guys, I am back. It is the next day. It sure is. Yesterday was Saturday. It was absolutely beautiful outside, so I had to go out and enjoy the weather. But I did finish up sorting out what I could for what storage space I had. So as you can see, I have 2 containers here. And in the first one, I was able to put the okra seeds, peppers, eggplant, cantaloupe, watermelon, and melons are in this case. And it is filled to capacity. And in case number 2, I have cukes, tomatoes, leeks, onions, carrots, and radishes. And again, it is full. So what I'm going to do is, before I tell you what I'm going to do, I have herb seeds left that need to be broken down. I have brassicas that I started on that I have tons more to break down. Beans are untouched. I have root vegetables still to break down, squash seeds to still break down, and flower seeds. So, but what I did do, I ordered 3 more of these PhotoCraft storage boxes because I need it. And I also ordered me a labeler, and once that arrives, I will affix a label at the top. This is what I did, temporary, like for my okra, or for whatever varieties in there. Just use some masking tape and a Sharpie marker. But at least this way, I know, but this way I know what's in this box. So yeah, it was a productive Saturday. So without further remark, I want to share with you all what I will be growing in the spring garden. Going to be doing things different this year. Our last frost date is slated for, it's estimated for April 13th. I'm in zone 7A. And what I have found, excuse me, over the years that's not actually so. It is an estimate, meaning it can go beyond April 13th. And I learned a hard lesson in 2020. I sowed in February, my spring and summer seeds, and was ready to plant my entire garden. I gave it like a week. So it was around April 20th. I was ready to plant my garden. And to my shock, there was still some frost lingering, and I lost a lot of my hot crop varieties. So I said never again. So in 2021, it is official. It will be part of our tradition that I plant our summer garden Mother's Day weekend. I did it last year, was very successful with that. It also prevents me from sowing things too early. I found also too that sowing things in February, then I had to go beyond. There was a lot of up potting, and the plants were starting to set fruit, and I don't nobody got time for that. So I'm going to start my summer crop seeds in March, and we will plant them in May. So what you see here is my spring garden seeds, which consists of solely brassicas and herbs, because they are cool tolerant. They can handle a heavy frost, my brassicas, and some of the herbs. So that's what I will be putting out, sowing and putting out. I'm slated to put that out probably, and I probably will put that out in April 13th, maybe around April 20th. And if it's still a frost lingering, it's not gonna damage my crops. Okay, so I just want to share with you what I plan on growing in our spring garden. Obviously, can't have a spring garden without lettuce, so I'm gonna go with the butterhead variety. And we're also gonna grow some bok choy. I grew this, I believe it was in 2019. Very prolific, very delicious bok choy. Definitely gonna be adding that back to the garden this year. Russian red kale. We added that. Excuse me. Swiss chard. We're gonna go with a Ford Hook Giant. Grew this, I think it was last year or the year before. So we'll be adding that back. You can't have a garden without bright light Swiss chard. I absolutely love this variety. We'll definitely be adding it back into the garden this year. Spinach. We're going to go with the Bloomsdale spinach variety. I'm having that back. And I'm going with the red cabbage. We're going to do the red acre cabbage. Add that back. And I attempted to grow this, I think it was in 2018, and it didn't do well. So I will definitely be adding this back to the garden this year to give it a try. Definitely can't have a brassica garden without collards. So I'm gonna grow some southern Creole collards. And as for my herbs, I'm gonna start some basil. This is the Genevieve basil, the Giant of Italy parsley. What else do we have here? Oregano, peppermint, lots and lots of cilantro, and Thai basil. I already have lemon balm in the garden that reseeds itself every year. And so I won't be planting any more lemon balm. I have thyme in the garden already, excuse me, that comes back every year, along with rosemary, and I have sage in the garden already. I have tons and tons of herbs to grow. I mean, a lot of medicinal herbs, culinary herbs, but I just don't have the space, guys. So in due time, I'll be able to grow everything that I have on hand in 50-foot or 100-foot rows. But until that time arrives, I just have to make do with the space that I have. Okay, so that concludes this video. I have organized my seeds the best that I can for what I have, and selected what will be grown in our spring garden. If you don't mind sharing with me, just drop a comment and let me know what you're growing in your garden. How do you plan out your garden? Do you divide your garden in spring garden and summer garden like I do? And what's your growing zone? Where are you growing at? I'd love to know. Okay, hope you all have a beautiful week ahead. I will be working on sowing these seeds probably tomorrow. I'm pulling everything out of storage and preparing for that in the grow lights. I may bring you all along for that process, but I've done a couple of sewing videos. You know what, matter of fact, I will bring you all along for that process, because this year I'm doing something different. I'm not going to use potting mix like I have in the years past. I'm going to use 100% organic compost. So we're going to see how that's going to work out this year. I have upgraded my sewing trays, trying to do away with the flimsy trays because they only last a couple of growing seasons before they deteriorate. So I made an investment this year with xoxo tools and purchased some really sturdy commercial grade trays, and I'll share that with you. But gardening is an investment, you know, and I am a gardener for life, and these are tools and things that we need year after year. And it's worth it to upfront the cost up front. It will pay itself off in time. Okay, until the next video, peace and bliss.